What is going on, guys? Today we're going to be doing the Donphan EX and Lucario Expert Solo Guide. So first deck here actually completes 2 missions. It's not too hard to make a good lightning deck that's not including any EXs. Only the X's really even good in the meta is like Pikachu EX right now, but hopping right into it, key things for this deck are obviously Lucario for when he gets Donphan up, and then Magnezone to just kind of hit as hard as it can. Good thing about this deck is it does have a Sabrina, because a lot of the times you can't get damage on that front Pokemon, so you just have to hope the AI kind of messes up and throws in the Pokemon you want. So usually starts off with Vampy or Tyrogue. If it starts off with Tyrogue, they're able to hit first turn, which can be really annoying because the Pokemon you put up front is pretty much dead, considering it hits you for 40 instead of just 20, because obviously it has type advantage against you. But other than that, all these Pokemon can survive one hit. The problem is they usually have Cape, so if you do hit first turn, like I could have hit there, but it really wouldn't have done me anything other than take damage, which would have put me in the position of being one hit. So got Sabrina. They have Donphan off the start, so that is gonna kind of help me out here, because being that I only had Lucario on bench, to put it into a Donphan is pretty great, because I took no damage. So the AI will take Donphan EX out if it sees that there's a lot of damage done, such as if there's I think sub 40 health, he'll try to sub it out with his other Pokemon. But gonna kind of see what he does here. I don't think the AI really does recognize that it can't hit Lucario, but sometimes it just tries to mess you up. They already used Sabrina, but in other attempts I've had it Sabrina me out. So do have to look out for the cape, not the cape, the Rocky Helmet here. You're taking damage, so you obviously don't want to die from taking damage, but so yeah, Lyrid that out. Gonna see if he has Lucario in hand. 2 Lucarios plus Tyrogue definitely is a threat. You know, just because Tyrogue's a baby Pokemon, you definitely don't want to overlook it for this deck, especially depending on your starting hand. They can pretty much destroy you off the start. But the next deck I'm going to show you is type advantage against most of these Pokemon, but we'll get into that soon. So going to be able to not take this hit if he puts in Lucario. Yeah, if he kept in Riolu, if he didn't have that X speed, that would have been fine. Either way, I have Magnezone in hand, so I can just put that on up front and then one hit this Lucario. Nice thing is it also doesn't have like a cape on it or anything, or not a cape, a Rocky Helmet. So there's my cape, but so we can't take that 20 damage. So we are good when it comes to health. And also the Donphan won't get that extra plus 20 health to hit. So we are in a very good position here. We're just going to one hit this Lucario. Even if he has another Lucario that he's able to evolve that Riolu. I don't think he'll put this in. Let's see what he does here. Yep, going to put in Tyrogue. We do have the Cyrus, so we are able to just pretty much win this. Guaranteed, considering we can just pull that Donphan up front and take it out. So that's exactly what I'm going to do here. And then it's 2 points, so pretty easy to clear it with this deck. Like I said, there's a lot of electric decks you can use, but this actually does 2 of the challenges that I think are really the main ones that are difficult. So yep, let's hop into the next one if you're having trouble with electric. So for this next deck, if you have trouble with lightning, you could try this 1-2-3 diamond deck that has type advantage against the Lucarios, which is kind of the main threat. You know, Donphan is bad, but it's kind of easy to get around once you get this built up. It is a 1-2-3 diamond Sweets Relay deck. So as you can see, I have Milceray, Alcremie, Swirlix, Slurpuff. You kind of just want to hit with Sweets Relay as much as possible. and get that built up, because obviously the more you hit with that, the more I think it is Slurpuff does damage. So obviously you want to have one of those on bench if you can. And like I said, Riolu and Lucario do take extra damage. So on top of Sweet's Relay doing, you know, enough damage, you do have that type advantage. So if you get lucky enough, you can win pretty much off the start, but not always. I have Guzma in this deck to take off the Rocky Helmets. Usually I'll wait until they're both out, but kind of just depends on the situation. You know, if I'm about to die, I'd rather just not take the hit. I will, you know, use that if I can actually use a card. X speed is just to kind of get in what you want when you want it and not have to worry about using energy on that, because, you know, both of the final stages for these, well, I think Alcremie is 1, but Slurpuff is 2. So, you know, you don't want to be in a situation where you're down on elixir, not an elixir, down on energy. But see what we pull here. Like I said, you just want to build up Sweet's Relays like any other Sweet's Relay deck. I kind of like this one because you can sacrifice Pokemon early on to just get free hits, because there's no like EXs. And like you see there, one Riolu down, so you can't even get a second Lucario up. Do have to worry about the Lucario on bench, and now we have to worry about this Donphan. Like I said, you don't have type advantage against Donphan because it's not a grass deck, but I do think you are better off running some type of psychic deck versus like a grass deck, just because Donphan usually isn't the issue when it comes to these. It's definitely more Lucario powering up everything else. So, and there we go, we got that Alcremie. That's the big hitter in this, because the more you use Sweet's Relay, the more that does damage. So as you can see now, it does 80. So when we need to throw that in, we are. That's pretty much guaranteed Donphan dead too, because we have Cyrus, so we can pull that back to the front. And yeah, I knew that the Slurpuff was going to die here, but that doesn't even matter. It really just depends on, do I want to hit the Donphan or do I want to hit the Lucario? Obviously, most people would think it's good to kill the Lucario here just to get that plus 20 damage out. But if I don't kill the Donphan, it can actually one-hit my Alcremie, because it'll have the extra energy to be able to do the like 110, I think it is. So killing the Donphan here is the best, even though, like I said, that Lucario is going to be able to do a good bit of damage to me. There's also the chance that he puts in Tyrogue here. Sometimes the AI likes to do that. I don't know if it's because it thinks prioritizing the Donphan is better or not, but so that's the win for that one. On to the next deck here is it's a cheaper version of the first deck. I know a lot of people don't have the full Magnezone line because it's from multiple different sets, so this is a little bit cheaper. Zeraora mainly is to just do some easy damage. If you have it first or second turn, depending on when you are able to play, you can get free energy on it, so you're able to hit pretty much the next turn guaranteed if it's out front. With Oricorio, like I said, that's mainly just a tank for Donphan, so you obviously want to throw that in when Donphan is up or when the threat of Donphan is there. I do have one Pichu in this deck. Pichu is definitely not needed. If you do have multiple Pichus and you want to do a lightning only deck, I would suggest doing like a Pikachu EX deck with the 151, or using EXs just to kind of build that up, because if you're gonna have Pichu, you kind of want to make sure it's a hard hitter that you're building up and not just a, you know, usually an Oricorio. But I think it's good to have either way, considering it is that free energy. So yep, we're gonna be able to hit here. The problem with being able to hit here is if I hit the Phanpy, I won't even kill it unless it attacks me, and I'll die here. So kinda, yeah, I want to switch this out for the one on bench and then hit. Like I said, it's not going to kill, and we'll see if he has the evolution. If he doesn't have the evolution, I still am alive here, as long as he, you know, doesn't switch something in or something like that. Donphan, I will die, but then I can just put back in the other Zephora. But yeah, I'm just going to speed it up here because this is kind of a, like I said, just a cheaper version of the first deck. Same ideas, you know. Lucario there can be a real savior for Donphan. But a lot of times it just comes down to luck with what they pull and what you pull. You know, you can have a great deck against this, but they pull better than you, then you just lose. So I'm gonna hit here, definitely gonna die next turn, but I'll be able to use my Lucario to finish that off. Finish the Lucario off, that is. And then the Tyrogue won't be an issue here because, okay, perfect, he switches back out. So I think I'll Cyrus this back in though, because definitely more of a threat with Lucario on bench. I'd rather just take the 20 damage because I think the math works out to even with type advantage, he can't, Tyrogue by himself can't kill me next turn. So I'm pretty much safe. And even if he had Riolu and Lucario in hand, he can't play both because he doesn't have Riolu down now. So fine to take this 20. I'm going to take 40 damage from this Tyrogue, and that'll be it. So honestly, let's just hop to the next deck. And then for this last deck here, I'm also going to speed this one up just because you guys get the idea. It's another electric deck that's 1, 2, 3. It's super easy to make these decks, like I've said. This one is kind of a version of what you might have seen other people play. It's an Ampharos deck, except instead of the baby Pokemon, I put Pachirisu, because if you can get Pachirisu to hit off twice, you get free energy off of it for sacrificing some Pokemon, sacrificing a point. But also, I only had one Pichu at this time, so I thought it would be just best to put Pachirisu in this deck because it's not a key player anyways, but it's nice to have. Main thing is Ampharos. Like I said, I evolved the one on bench there because I knew that the front was going to die, so I didn't want to take the damage for no reason. So I'm going to get rid of the Sabrina here just in case I put something on bench, but kind of luck of the draw. Obviously, I hit myself here. That sucks, but what can you do? A really good thing to have in this deck, in my opinion, instead of 2 communications, would be 2 wills. At this time, I don't think I had any wills. I just pulled them, but I didn't have any wills. Will is pretty great for this deck because it pretty much guarantees that you can kill a lot of the... you can kill Lucario guaranteed 1 hit. Like right here, it's just luck if I kill it. But with Will, it would have been guaranteed. But yeah, with Ampharos, super heavy hitter. You can hit for a lot here. And no matter what I spin here, Tyrogue can't kill me. And I won. So and he used red for some reason. But yeah, if you guys enjoyed, please like and subscribe. And have a great rest of your day.